Good timing again.
The short.
Very good timing.
Standby, yeah.
No, that's fair. I'm just saying, see the starting of the video, you'll understand why it's funny. Any which way.
Yep. Another bright, sunny day, and things are looking really, really good for Australia.
Not so bright for India.
Not so bright for India.
I think today I'm going to use that cliche again. First session is going to be key.
No more.
It is,
for Australia,
no. Now it will be as to how quickly can Australia take the remaining wickets. Now the session thing doesn't matter anymore.
I mean, if
when you are actually trying to set up the match, at that time, half an hour of every session is important.
That's why I said first session. I didn't say first 30 minutes. I said if these two can bat through a session without India losing another wicket, then you're at least in with a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Otherwise, God forbid you lose 2 wickets now, you know for a fact Australia are going to be batting by the next session.
By the way, the first immediate target is you have to overall Travis Head's total. You're still 12 runs behind on that.
A fighting chance or a slender chance? I'll still give India a slender
No, when
chance.
I say fighting can be relative or, subjective.
Very subjective. It is, because see...
I mean, if you're facing a rabbit or a bunch of rabid dogs and I give you a stick to face them, it's still a fighting chance. It's better than if you had no stick.
Yeah.
You're still not giving me a chance, really.
No, fighting chance. It's a fighting chance. You could fight.
It's like you have to face a tank, but then you're using a pea shooter to stop them.
Okay.
That's the analogy you're giving, a stick and rabbit dogs.
Our analogies right from the IPL have gone horribly wrong.
Yeah.
See, first target is you have to overall Travis Head's total. That you're still 12 runs behind on that.
And what about if you combine Travis Head and Steve Smith?
That is how much? 284, right?
Yeah, if you get that much, you're probably avoiding the follow-on.
You're avoiding the follow-on. So, see, you got two targets, 151 and 164 and 270. 270 looks a bit problematic, but 160 Head's bat alone. So that
organization.
I mean, today, you look at the reaction that has come out on social media on the way how the Indian players, their body language has been. Unfair criticism has been leveled at Virat Kohli in particular. So,
what did he do?
So I'll tell you what happened. There was that. Remember yesterday there was that
check
visual.
the morning wrap. Which
my God.
What happened is actually
He was caught eating.
Yeah.
Okay.
After he got out.
Yeah, after he got out. So
And
people
he
got
was
mad at him.
very calm about it. Just
That's just foolish.
Of course it's foolish.
You know what? You get out and you're not supposed to eat?
Check his Twitter. There were people over there who were saying that, and the rise would have really been out had it been Rohit Sharma and not Virat Kohli who was spotted eating.
It would still be stupid.
Exactly. I'm just saying, even now, there's two factions out there. One that's like saying what we're saying right now, that it's absolutely fine. Of course, the players, they're going to be staying hydrated and they're going to be eating.
No sense.
Obviously. But then, had it been Rohit eating, and many people in fact morphed that image and put Rohit also over there.
that's what. See, there is something, there was a hashtag which was trending a very long time back. I don't want to take it out on air because it does contain expletives in there. But
Then no.
the Indian cricket team fans live up to that hashtag very, very well. Most of them,
I
because
really want to know
I have
what the
no idea about that.
Tell us off air what the hashtag is.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk cricket maybe.
No, it will relate to the cricket because see, today, if India suppose get to 270, we will all be celebrating it as a moral, psychological victory. But even if this match ends in a draw, everybody will be like trying to have a very positive spin on this whole thing. We held out for a draw, our 10-year ICC jinx is over. But
I wouldn't count Shardul by being generous calling him a test batsman.
But still, you got him in ahead of Ashwin because of
Batting.
Exactly.
By the way, even Harbhajan Singh on that video that we've just put out on our handle as well, he's also said that India did two things wrong. One, of course, was the decision to bat second, which I think there are many who disagree with him over there. But the second part is where I have complete concurrence with what he said. He goes ahead and says that India should have not gone ahead with 4 seamers. That's bit too many for his liking, and he said the second spinner had to be Ashwin. In such matches, you have to be playing your best team, and your best team does comprise of Ravichandran and Ashwin.
I mean, the reason in Australia are playing 4 pacers and 1 spinner is because that's their best combination.
Yeah.
They didn't tweak it.
Yeah.
You can't always... So conditions, planning around conditions, and having a strategic sort of a mindset is one thing. Having some sort of a strategy, taking conditions into account is all one. But it can't be the dominant part as far as your thinking or your strategy into, let's say, a final is concerned. You've got to be backing your own strengths as well, which is what we've not seen from India on one too many occasions, especially when they're overseas. India, yes, okay, because you get dust bowls here in India once every now and then in a bilateral series. Okay, we'll have our two spinners. But anything slightly different from what you have in India, and then you see reverting to, let's say, the likes of Umesh, you're bringing back Shardul, and you're doing everything else that is making you look like a slightly weaker opponent because it's not your best 11. Let's face it.
It's not.
Look, I had done a video previously in the build-up to the World Test Championship. Like, India have got starting problems in Sena countries. In England in particular, you have not won the first test of a series, be it bilateral, be it neutral, anytime. The first test you have not won for 37 years. There is a reason. Lack of adaptability also. You had a very short turnaround time.
Yeah.
From the IPL to the WTC. The same thing kind of happened in 2021, but that was not, IPL wasn't the reason for that.
That was COVID.
COVID. Because the BCCI didn't have the foresight to say, okay, let us come to England much in advance.
There was no IPL going on anyway. At that
Anyways,
point,
you could have come to England much earlier rather than the additional 2 weeks that you were there.
Yeah.
New Zealand benefited, they played 2 tests. Not just that, they didn't have any quarantine period because they were coming from a green zone where COVID cases were next to nil.
At that point, yes.
But India unfortunately had the double whammy of COVID. They had to spend 2 weeks in isolation.
In the bubble.
In the bubble. So that's why they didn't get acclimatized to it. New Zealand played 2 tests and they won. Here, what was the turnaround period for likes of Shami, Gill, Jadeja?
8 days.
That's it.
And what was the acclimatization? Your acclimatization was practice? I don't count that as acclimatization.
But the Aussies did it. Why are they doing better than? They also didn't have any cricket.
Yeah, but the reason being is, I think, and again, this is where it comes down to it. I know a lot of people say that, oh, it's better to be playing any cricket than no cricket. I kind of disagree with that because if you're playing white ball cricket, then you're going to be in that white ball cricket state of mind. Switching around or turning over thereafter to a red ball, which is a whole different challenge. Even on a pitch which admittedly probably doesn't have as many demons as the Lords would, it's not been as challenging, let's be frank. But with the Aussies, they had the benefit of ensuring or preparing in the mindset of we're going to play red ball cricket in instant.
I have a pretty similar stance when it comes to this whole situation because again, see, I do agree with that school of thought which says that any form of runs, any form of cricket is good cricket, and I agree for a batter, let's say, who's getting runs regardless of the form, regardless of the format, it's good. If I'm a Shubman Gill, I would love having runs ahead of a big tournament. But I cannot be playing that format when I know I have to completely switch gears into a different format in a week's time. That is where I think the problem is. Maybe, going forward, and that's why you need that BCCI and IPL franchise coordination to take place. It was said earlier as well on the 1st of January when that whole sort of charter came out and this will happen, that will happen, Duke's ball, this ball.
They couldn't practice with the Duke's
whatever
ball.
it is. But again, you can't be sending your best batters, giving them just 1 week time to acclimatize. That's not enough time, no matter who you are.
What charter? What charter are we talking about here?
Duke's ball will be given to to bowlers in the nets. There will be communication between franchises and the BCCI medical team to ensure there is workload management. There will be a closer the BCCI medical staff will also be in touch with
The medical staff thing did happen, but there was no workload management. That's a fact.
Okay, so I think we have had our time in that parallel universe bit that, all this was done, all this was written, all this was said. Let's get back to reality.
That was good level whataboutery.
Yeah.
Big levels of whataboutery. Because when Rohit Sharma made the admission, 2 months,
Franchises
the
own us. Those were his words.
priorities were cleared. Fans nowadays
You mean
Will-
did he say that? Did he say
Hey, no, that was his words.
सबसे बड़ा रुपया.
No. He said that for 2 months the franchisees owners. So
Maybe that was his way of saying it.
Yeah.
It's a clear admission. See, fans nowadays have been reduced to just either cheering or crying for their local franchises. That's it.
No, or their favorite players.
Or their favorite.
I posted that one tweet about the Virat thing where I'm like, why are people actually criticizing for eating? Someone replied, someone who doesn't even follow me, would you have been saying the same thing if it's for Rohit? I'm like, bro, I would have been saying the same thing for anyone. खाने दो यार, जीने दो आदमी को, क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
Like you, are they like what? Do you expect them to be playing like jadoo over there, or what? That off sunshine, you're getting
They're
the
living.
energy and they're top level athletes. Yeah, they need their nutrition, they need their diet.
But with the Rohit thing, I think I mean, to his defense, they do kind of pay you a lot of money, and you can't just straight up refuse to not play.
No,
games
I get
and
his
all of
point.
that.
I get his point. He's right. But it is a very much in an indictment that you've
Yeah,
reached
true.
club over country or reaching club over country.
It is, I think, also got to do with the fact that we are transitioning into bigger franchise models, and the international model becomes smaller then.
And
With
becomes
football,
redundant.
It's been the thing for decades now. You are moving into that direction.
No, I'll correct you there. That's been the case for centuries.
Exactly.
Club was always the priority over
Always the
country.
priority. And now I think it was I think Pat Cummins who said in the build up to the World Test Championship final. I think this was an interview that was put out by Cricket Australia, wherein he talks about this whole model shift where you think you're looking at times where franchise cricket is becoming bigger, and then this whole talk about, and this is a conversation that happens every time you're talking, let's say, of an ICC red ball tournament, big tournament, something like the Ashes, something like the BGT. If you're looking at the end of red ball cricket, every time this thing comes up, then you're talking about the fact that no, this franchise cricket is getting bigger with transitioning. So I think it's this transitioning that is still sort of, which is primarily one of the reasons why you're seeing what you're seeing right now. Once the lines become absolutely clear, there is no more dilly-dallying around the fact that okay, this time to acclimatize, that much time to acclimatize. Once the lines are clearly drawn, then you know, okay, this is what it is. Right now, everybody in the name or in the garb of transitioning is just going with the flow.
In fact, I will raise one more point there, is that the reason why you're seeing ICC ramp up the number of tournaments now is because they knew they're losing out to the franchise leagues. Why did the Champions Trophy make a comeback? It was deemed a redundant trophy in 2017 after Pakistan won it. It was retired pretty much because they said we're transitioning to a 10-team World Cup anyway.
That time, by the way, ICC and their love for Champions Trophy has always been wavering.
Yeah, it's very inconsistent. It's like a partner or a partnership where it's in and out kind of. You don't really know.
We've had that toxic girlfriend conversation
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
It's that toxic relationship.
Non-committal. Let's say non-committal.
Exactly. You don't know whether you want to get back or not. You feel like getting back, then you want to pull out, then go back, then pull out. So that's the thing.
So before I make this one point about the Champions Trophy, okay, 24 degrees, it's the temperature today, 19 degrees is the minimum. The sun is beating down and the pitch is breaking up even more.
Yeah.
So you're going to see more uneven bowls. Not just Stark, not just Boland, not just Cummins. Gary is also going to come in.
No, he came into play
Came
yesterday.
into the
Yeah.
act yesterday.
Yeah. That ball to dismiss Jadeja. Oof.
Yes.
In fact, according to
Set him up
Gavaskar,
so well.
according to
Set him
Gavaskar, he was the only one that was practically a blameless out. He criticized even Kohli for getting out, by the way. Said that he could have not been on the front foot.
Front foot.
I mean, I kind of saw Jadeja stab at that delivery. I mean, he could have played with softer hands, but again, T20 mold. The length was there.
Again,
to be set
because
up.
the previous two balls that he had bowled were much fuller. Jadeja was very well getting his bat.
Let's give the bowler credit here.
Exactly, he pulled it back. You've got to give Nathan Lyon the
course.
credit over there. He pulled
Gary-
it back, got that little bit of turn that he needed, and
And anyway, Gary does better than Ashwin in Sena countries. Let's be very, very clear about that.
but you were missing Ashwin.
No, you are.
If
What?
that dismissal, by the way, just reminded everyone of how badly you needed Ashwin here. You had 6 batters who are left-handed in the opposition, and you
5.
didn't have 6.
5. Warner, Khwaja,
Warner,
Head,
Khwaja, Carey.
Carey, and Stark.
Yeah.
That's it. 5.
5.
Hazelwood would have been the 6th.
But then,
Oh, yeah,
Hazelwood was the sixth.
And there is the cult hero that Australia is talking about, Scott Boland.
Boland.
Man, that.
I don't think anyone's ever had a better test debut as a bowler than he has.
No.
Although, if you would
6
know,
for 7 at the G.
Yeah.
although if you may add that Boland made his international debut 6 years prior.
Now I'm talking about his test debut.
Yeah, against India in that 5-match series at home that they played. on those absolute roads in Australia, he got hammered.
Of course he did.
But in red ball cricket, boy, and in the Ashes, he's going to be the key bowler yet again, Scott Boland. And a lot of people have hailed him for the way how he set up Shubman Gill for a dismissal. Pitched it around that length,
same line, metronomic, same place he's hitting it, and just that one he gets to nip in. Oh, beautiful.
Beautifully done. So Scott Boland, credit to him, he's the main difference. That's why the likes of Stark, even if you look at Stark, 9 overs for 52, but he was saved because Boland maintained that economy. Green also, credit to him, he bowled really well.
I mean, Green
settled
got
into those lengths very well.
Green got arguably the one person who would have been able to stick around come what may.
Pujara, yes,
come
Cameron
on.
Green. So the thing with the Champions Trophy, you see, it was anyway going to be redundant from 2013 onwards because the ICC had given a mandate that one trophy for one format. T20 World Cup already had one trophy, ODI World Cup and the Test Championship would come. But what happened in that period? The ECB suffered financial losses. They were in grave financial distress. So the idea of hosting a red ball championship, that too not in this format, top 4 teams play semi-finals and then a final.
Yeah.
But that was not meant to be sustainable enough for them to generate revenue. And at the same time in 2012 and 13, what happened? White ball cricket was making a surge due to the leagues and also because ODI cricket was still retaining that glory because India was doing well.
And not just that, I think at that point, the proliferation of T20 leagues hadn't quite come about.
It was starting.
Yeah, it was only starting, but at that point, it was still seen as, say, a side hustle rather than the, main breadwinners for this thing. That point, ODI cricket was still something people enjoyed watching.
Yeah.
Nowadays, anytime I'll open social media and see people talking about ODIs, the only thing they're saying is it's too long.
It is.
No one's talking about ODI to begin
Yeah, I'm saying the few who do aren't really very positive about
Because remember, from July onwards, you're going to see an explosion of ODI cricket.
it. Yeah.
3 against the West
You
Indies.
heard it from God. On our platform only, he
Who
said
said-
that it's becoming monotonous. Who else?
And
did
this
he
is someone,
hear
and this
from?
is someone who made his name in ICC tournaments, being a consistent run scorer for India, always being that person.
He was
So
that alpha ODI batter, yeah.
exactly, and he's saying ODIs are becoming monotonous.
Yep. So remember, from July onwards, you are going to see a lot of ODI cricket. 3 against the West Indies, Asia Cup, if and when it happens, and in what venue, I don't know. So
I mean,
okay.
GGK makes a good point here. Even boyfriends can be toxic,
Yeah,
correct?
but-
Let's be equal.
Which is why I said GGK toxic relationships also after that.
Okay,
So,
now Pranav Shukla has given a very important update. Ajinkya Rahane has fractured his finger
Oh.
because he
I
got
mean, yeah, Cummins was it?
it was or was it
Was
Green?
it?
Was it Green? Yeah, one of them.
Wait, I think it was Cummins. You're right.
It was Cummins, I
He
recall.
got hit. He had to just.
It was a major recoil. He took off his
There was
glove.
the physio taped his
Yes.
fingers and
Even
That's bad
Bharat,
news.
Bharat had a
Bharat had
nasty
an elbow
blow. Yeah.
on his elbow.
On his finger as well. I remember one got his glove.
Elbow.
No, that one, yes. But
even
apart
was-
from that,
he got
yeah.
2 blows. Cummins, yeah. Cummins.
Paddy
yes.
Cummins.
Oh, so that is going to be.
So Cummins may not have gotten him out, but he struck a blow that could actually be worse long term.
So Rahane will have to really bat.
He's gonna have to hunker down.
A lot of painkillers
Yep.
are going to come into play
No,
now.
but a fractured finger. He'll have to do what Smith did. Play with a fractured or a broken finger. But that was South Africa wanted to save the match so that they could remain number 1. But
This time
unfortunately
around-
they lost. That is why they couldn't become the number 1 side. But Smith, kudos to him for that. So Harry Tector is like saying 15 days.
I love
gap.
how he keeps joining us.
The Harry Tector.
Yes.
The Harry Tector,
yes.
yes.
Gracing us with his presence.
Of course. 15 days gap is needed both before and after IPL. Otherwise, nothing will change. They will lose out against the Sena countries. No time for preparation. Test cricket is no joke.
I agree with that last part, definitely. Test
But-
cricket is no joke indeed.
Where is the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
mean,
sure you can find the time.
Rohit Sharma did talk about it, and he was looking very, not, I don't know, very remorseful about answering that question because he said, what can we do? But we try to rest and all of that.
I'd say I don't blame him
there
either.
wasn't a good answer.
No,
for
because
that.
it's not his call.
Yeah, exactly.
That poor guy is
Also-
fronting up to it, but it's not his call.
On that platform, you don't expect him to be saying anything against franchise cricket.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Had the ICC been interviewing him, I'm sure
Even
the
then he
answer
wouldn't
would
have said
been
anything.
A little different, but not too different from what he said.
No, I mean, our cricketers can't say what is obvious and what others can see from outside because look, somewhere down the line, the Indian cricket team players have been made to feel like machines. Continuously batting, playing. Where they are having a
Traveling.
Imagine from June 12th onwards till July 10th, India are not playing any cricket. When was the last time you had a 1 month gap?
Never. Maybe during COVID times.
Not
that's
in the
about
last
Except
10
COVID.
months for sure.
Except COVID.
No. I am going back to the Asia Cup. I think since then we
Even
haven't
before
had.
the Asia Cup,
No,
you had series going on.
I'll tell you the last true proper gap they would have had was second wave of COVID. Because then,
Excluding COVID.
no, but I'm saying that was actually the last gap. Because if you think about it, second half of IPL, where was it? UAE. Right thereafter, T20 World Cup. Right thereafter, series in New Zealand, etc. Right thereafter, series at home. Right thereafter,
England,
IPL auction, England. Then, England was 2021.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
second
but
wave happened.
that's what I'm saying.
Right, exactly. So
That's
they've
what
not
I'm
actually,
saying.
exactly, they've really not rested ever
See,
since.
June,
2-3 years now.
You had the WTC.
But
Oh,
let's not forget that there were some of the senior statesmen in the team who were given rest. They didn't.
Yeah, they do workload
Some
management.
bilateral series they didn't play, but
There
those
was
were just
a
the
4-week break from the World Test Championship to the England series.
Hmm.
Remember at that time, but they couldn't go back to India. They were just saying, okay, for 3 weeks you are on vacation in England. Do whatever you want.
This
In
was
the
after the one.
With some
after the New Zealand WTC.
After the New Zealand WTC final, they stayed in England because if they had to go, then they would have had to quarantine again.
Yeah, they directly went to New Zealand.
I mean, unkind people might suggest about vacations,
They stayed in England.
But they had a test.
5 test series, 4 tests.
which then became 4 tests. Yeah.
Yeah, so now they will have a proper 1 month break from all cricket. Imagine they would have played 3 ODIs against Afghanistan.
Yeah, but even that's not going to happen.
Postponed
So.
Yeah.
now. So
And don't worry, Virat had nothing to do with it.
yes.
no Naveen ul Haq were harmed
But
in the
anyway,
making of
Naveen ul
this.
Haq never plays ODIs.
Yeah, he
The last
voluntarily.
T20 was 2020.
Yeah.
He's only a T20
He was, in
specialist.
fact, I remember
He's an off spinner who reserves himself for T20s.
Yeah, he was asked that question. In fact, when Lucknow exited from the tournament, he was the one who came for the post-match presser, and he was asked as to what what his plans are as far as the ODI World Cup is concerned. And of course, you knew why that question was asked. So he said that I'll really have to see. I don't play a lot of ODI cricket, though I like the format and everything. I've been a T20 specialist, but I'll have to see how my body holds up. And only then will I decide. I wonder how and why 24-year-olds will have issues with their bodies. But anyhow, that's what he
Yeah,
said.
24-year-old off spinners. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Off spinners.
With a massive run up from the side screen.
But we shouldn't be saying we've got very young batters also having back issues in our own country. So
In our own country, in our own office also.
in our own office.
Half the time, so I repeat by that.
Well, to be fair,
Was the guy you're referring to wearing a very bright yellow jersey yesterday? Is this the guy you're talking about?
Yes, one of him.
Oh.
One of them.
Yes. Oh
But
man.
then just some people are not able to take that kind of workload. So
I think it's better for him if he knows.
But anyhow,
See, cricket.
Actually 24.
I mean, we don't.
let's not level any.
Let's not go there.
anyhow.
See, cricket is not an
enough
easy
of
sport.
this thing.
No, it's not.
Coming back to the test match, if at all to talk about, let's say, positives. I know we'll really have to dig positives over here, but if, let's say, in a hypothetical scenario, if there was one positive you would want to look at, let's say, in an hour's time from now, Shane, what would that be?
For an hour's time from now, they had to ensure that we all stay positive. You don't lose another wicket. The only thing.
Same thing.
An hour or maybe 2 hours?
2 hours is a bonus.
I don't know now with the Rahane with the fractured finger, how long can he hold on?
Yep.
Broadcasters confirmed it.
Maybe. I mean, if the two batters keep batting for the next 2 hours, I'll be happy.
Yep. That's the
But
only
let's
way I
also
can-
not forget the second new ball will also be due.
Oh, long time. Still 38 overs have been bowled.
Yeah, only?
Yeah, exactly.
The Australian
A lot of time still for
You've
that.
got about 42 overs.
Actually, now is the best time to bat if you look at it because the ball would have lost some shine. I doubt it's going to reverse. This is
But remember,
No, but it's the morning session.
he will
Exactly.
bat. He will bat, but
how long?
yeah. See, but fresh conditions.
Yeah, but fresh
Day
conditions.
You saw yesterday as well. 2 set batters after day 1 found it difficult, and they couldn't sustain for a long time.
And
But look at that
Look
pitch
at the
now.
cracks.
Yeesh. You can see the cracks on
What
it.
green are we talking about?
They had to patch some things up.
Except
as well.
for Cameroon green,
there's
what
no-
is the green that is there?
The outfield. That's it. Nothing on the wicket.
So that's why.
And the baggy greens.
Hindsight. India messed up big time in the toss. Messed up big time.
I don't
No,
know.
I
We have
oppose
the
it from
benefit
day
of
one.
hindsight. No.
No, that's what he's saying. He's saying with the benefit of hindsight, now we can say it.
In hindsight, anything can be.
No,
there.
no,
I'm
but
just
then
saying, but those were not conducive conditions for batsmen.
when the toss happened, I was oh, bad decision.
I think he was consistent in that regard. I have to give it to him there.
I was
all of us said
I
कि नहीं
haven't
good
given his
He
choice.
was
pass.
being positive once.
Given his past
His team isn't
inconsistencies,
playing.
not past inconsistencies.
I don't want to give it to him.
See, I would have backed India had they chose to.
No, I'll still sort of cut them some slack over there with the toss, but not with the batting.
We can
that
be
we saw.
subjective about the team selection. That's fine. Maybe you had to pick the team, you are worried about the team composition, that's fine. But as far as the conditions go, you played into Australia's hands. They wanted to bat anyways.
By the way, Ricky Ponting he's not giving India any chance in this test match, man. I was listening to him on the other broadcast that he's part of. He says that the pitch is getting drier now. It's going to grip much more. Lions had the edge over these batters for long enough now.
Yeah.
And he's really not giving India.
Actually, if Lion gets in his element, then you're in trouble.
He reckons that the pitch underneath is
I
extremely.
mean, he loves hitting. He said Pant misses big time. Yeah, Pant loves hitting ball spinners.
Ponting wasn't giving India any chance anyway.
Exactly.
Before the test even
No,
started.
he was at least mild that way in his opinion, and he said, "Oh, I'll give Australia the slight edge."
I think Haydos was the more critical one.
Yeah.
He was very critical of the body language also, by the way, of the Indian players yesterday.
Matthew
look
Hayden,
jaded.
right?
Yeah, Haydos. Yeah.
They look jaded. Obviously, they look jaded.
Obviously.
Said something along the lines of "Don't. What's the point of
Yeah,
beating
yeah.
your chest?"
We have
on
that
the
shot
national
up there.
anthem if
We
you're
have
not
that shot up
doing
there.
it.
Yep. That's
Your
We-
shirt?
If you let me.
No, he literally just opened it.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I was getting there.
Scott Boland is starting proceedings, 3 slips and a gully in place.
Oh dear.
And Bharat is on strike. Rahane took a single of the very first ball. And
God.
The same ball, the same ball, the same ball.
Damn.
Scotty Boland.
That's a good ball.
Man,
Oh my
man.
god.
That was a beautiful delivery though.
The in cutter.
I think at
Once
this
again.
point we should
Pray.
not even pray, just acknowledge that Australia are very good and enjoy
Okay.
their
Shubham, I'm not
skills.
taking that comment. It's very mean and sarcastic.
He's been very sarcastic.
No chance. Oh boy. On a good length, nipping
Came
back
back
in.
in quiet.
Scott Boland.
Scotty Boland.
Bowling.
Should they really be bringing back Hazelwood for the Ashes even if he's fit?
Yeah, Hazelwood.
No. It'll be so harsh to drop this guy, man.
Yeah, I mean, but then
I
who do
know.
you
So
drop?
harsh.
Who do you drop?
Exactly. No, I'm saying no. The like for like will be Boland going out.
Perhaps. If you want to fit in both Hazelwood and Boland, then Stark goes out.
No,
Oh no.
you can't because then your bowling attack loses variety.
You-
And Cummins is a sure shot
You
anyway.
have to play Lion. You have to play
Cummins, he's
you
your
have
captain.
to play Green.
Yeah.
The man who sacked-
Second off with maybe.
Not happening.
Of course.
The man
Ashes
who
only we have to talk about now.
Well, WTC is gone. ये Ashes का ही wait करेंगे.
You're
चलो.
batting, maybe if you want to play 6 bowlers, drop Warner, get an all.
I mean, you could push Cummins to bat higher up
So
the
join
order.
us in a couple of hours as we build up to the Ashes from now.
Okay, what was your thing? Optimism? You said losing 1 wicket.
No, I said losing no wicket in the first hour. You've lost it in the first minute.
Second ball. Second ball of day 3, you've seen KS Bharat been cleaned up by Scotty Boland. Oh man, and this wicket.
Now the tail is here, and I think.
No, we got
No, you
Shardul.
still have Shardul.
Lord.
He's not the tail. He's never mind.
Can he save us? Can he be the Lord?
Can he do what he did with KKR
Lord
against
and the
RCB?
Savior.
But if it's not bullet, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
See, you're still trailing by 11 runs to Travis Head alone.
Yeah.
So, you're still trailing by 11 runs.
Oh
to
dear
Travis
Lord.
Head alone.
Yeah.
That should have been our header in the show, Saransh.
Yeah.
India trailed by 11 runs to Travis.
Oh, that.
Shardul Thakur. And remember, up and down bounce. Remember, the Melbourne cricket ground where Boland plays most of it. Always this kind of wicket, it just becomes an up and down deck. And it's
So late.
And I think the pace was well over 85 miles per hour.
I think so. It looked very fast.
Oh yeah, that was quick. Ooh.
Absolutely
No chance.
cleaned
That
up.
was a blinder. No way KS Bharat.
And
Yeah, I don't blame KS. Look at how
He did.
late it moved.
Yeah.
But again, he's facing the first ball of the day. And he gets that kind of a
He
delivery.
is too
Yeah.
good a ball to face first half. Yeah, let's be honest.
You want one loosener, maybe something straight on the
That was
pads.
Bharat's first ball.
Defense wali ball de
What
do.
was
Oh.
yesterday's second
Warm-up ball?
What was
Try
yesterday's
ball.
second ball, by the way, you guys recall?
Hmm.
He was a loosener. Rather, the second and the third ball were both looseners.
Down leg
Yeah,
side.
Yeah.
To
For the boundary.
Steve Smith.
Yeah.
The third ball is when he got to his 100 balls.
Yeah.
And
That is ideal for a batter. Coming into bat after.
you got a loosener, हाँ चलो हाथ खोलते हैं. Here तो it's like, oh, you just came in, oh चलो let's walk back again.
Yeah.
Nah.
Man, GGK, please, we can't take that. Very sorry, GGK.
No. Anyway, I think we'll join you guys
Yeah.
now.
But that joke, I know, has been doing the rounds.
But
anyway, we can't
Basball
really-
versus Ozball, who starts favorite? Akash Bharat. Oh. I think I will have to give the edge to Basball.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Yeah, we were Harry Tector over here for a while now. Harry Tector, Jamie Vardy, all join us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'd say Basball right now, but you can never with again Basball's real test will be against this
us.
lot.
Yeah,
This lot, if you can play Basball, boy, I bow down.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Oh,
Scotty Boland. So join us for the lunch break, or hopefully maybe not the innings break
What do you
also.
mean? Maybe not.
With Scott Boland with his tail up.
might just be innings change.
Innings change.
Yeah.
Yes.
Join us whenever.
Join us
Join us.
for the next new update.
Only fate will tell.
Bye bye. See you from all of us.